I've had my eye on Circuit Superstars for ages, and I know some of you guys have had too, because we've discussed it in the comments as well as on Twitter. So I'm delighted that Circuit Superstars is out in early access. I'd made an entire video about it that was due to go live now, but I had to quickly delete it this morning and make a new one with some new voiceover because most of the stuff that I was talking about got fixed yesterday in a new early access patch. That patch changed a lot of the AI behaviour, added a new circuit and car, and kind of got to the bottom of some of the issues that I was having and my, not necessarily worries for the future, but just things that I wanted Circuit Superstars to aim at next. And they'd already done it. So yay for early access working properly and as it should. Circuit Superstars crosses this mini cutesy, mini racing vibe that reminds me very much of Super Skid Marks on the Mega Drive, one of my favourite games of all time, but then mashes it with an actual driving physics engine. So you have to brake, you have to turn properly, your car will snap with oversteer or understeer depending on how you drive. You've got tyre wear, you've got fuel, you've got damage, you've got strategies, and you've got hungry AI opponents who will drive properly, and thanks to the patch yesterday, now have a brain for strategy too. The game in early access only has a few circuits. I'm desperate for there to be loads more circuits, and what I really like about it is that each of the tracks, if you look at the track map, is just borrowing from real world tracks. So like Magdalena is Mexico, isn't it? The new one that came out yesterday that introduces dirt racing into the game, I think is the MotoGP circuit in Algeria. Is what it looks like to me. It might be Loci. I get those two confused all the time. But anyway, I like the fact that it's drawing inspiration from the real world and then making it cutesy, but still like, I'm going to race you. The cars all handle very differently and have different aspects of their driving. The 80s F1 car is a beast. And I really struggle to actually handle that car properly. It's going to take me some time. Whereas the vintage 60s ones just has a beautiful glide and drift to it. The new car that came in yesterday, the Agitator, is a monster truck, so it just drives over the top of everything else, which I found highly amusing. And yeah, I really like the fact that everything kind of feels as it should. Even the trucks, they've got proper weight to it, so you're going to have to really let up on the brakes early so that you can try and swing your way around the corner. There is some livery and customization to your, not just your car, but also to your driver's helmet and overalls, but it's in a weird, awkward way of trying to get that colouring sorted out. It didn't feel intuitive to me, so I'd like to see that improved over time, and obviously more designs, which they're adding in over time too. But really the focus for me is around making sure that the tracks look and feel great. I like that with this new update, dirt feels significantly different to tarmac, and that's both on used tyres and new tyres, and also different for different cars as well, which I really appreciated. The AI previously would kind of just keep running on long races because you can change the length of your race and the difficulty of the AI. They would constantly run previously until they either ran out of fuel or their tyres were about to explode, and then they would all limp in together. Now they've got a bit more brain and understanding of strategy. So some of them will pit slightly differently compared to others, depending on whether or not they feel that they can undercut with a new tyre advantage, or they might be trying to go slightly longer so that they can eke out their tyres and maybe do one less stop if you're doing, say, a 20 or 30 lap race. Really like that. Still need some tweaking because drivers are still coming in with like 2 laps to go. But I like the direction of travel that AI is going in, and they are good on the actual racing lines as well. They're not making weird mistakes and getting like stuck in a wall, which is where the amateur AI production lines always get stuck. This feels solid and really well put together. On my wish lists for future improvements to this game, and I've only got a few. The first one, rain. And then rain tyres, obviously, as well. And how that plays into strategy and sorting out a weather system would be absolutely amazing if that could take place. The second thing is around online. So in online, it's limited to 6 players only, yet each track has space for 12. I don't know if that will improve over time, but I was looking at making Circuit Superstars a Higher Playing Games esports league. But if there's only room for 6, that makes it very, very niche. If you're interested in that league, still drop a comment down below, because I'll do it one way or another. But if there's room for 12, even better. And then if, say, we had 24 people that wanted to do it, we'd do 2 lots of 12, and then the top 6 from each race would go through to like the finale. It'd be like pre-qualifying. But yeah, I'd like to see that kind of expanded a bit more. I think would be a really great thing for the future. Obviously, loads and loads of tracks and different layouts of the same track is really welcomed as well. I like the fact that they've already done that with a couple of them, but a few more would be even fantastica. And if I could dream amazingly big, a track editor, because that was where I lost days of my life in Gene Rally. Essentially making little mini leagues or tracks to re-evoke those real world tracks that they're already drawing inspiration from. Outside of that, everything feels great, looks great, sounds great. I like the fact that you can really sit and modify how your races go. I'd like to see that modification extended to championship stuff as well, if possible. So do you do reverse grids? Can you do like a feature race and a sprint race? F2. And how would you can kind of define some of that and make the championship exactly how you want it. I do like the fact that you can modify fuel and tyres so that they can be scaled at like 100, 150, 200% of what your actual like realistic baseline for each thing is. And one of the key things that's just impressive for me for Circuit Superstars is that as you are more aggressive on your tyres and they fall apart, it's a circle of woe, because that then means that you're driving more ragged, which means that you're going to be wearing your tyres quicker. And so the circle of life just catches up with you. And that's really difficult to get right, and I'm delighted that Circuit Superstars has nailed it. And similar on the fuel as well. I'm not a fan of lifting and coasting. I'll do it in an F1 game if I have to, and I will do it in a sim race if I think I can squeeze out one less stop. I'm doing it an awful lot in Circuit Superstars, coasting around corners, because it really makes a difference on the fuel, and that could be the difference if you're kind on your tyres between winning and losing. So yeah, thumbs up. This is potential game of the year for me. If everything comes to fruition and it's formed in the way I want it. I appreciate I'm only one player and they've got a huge player base. But it seems to be going in exactly the direction I want it. So thumbs up from me. Go grab, go race, go enjoy. Circuit Superstars in early access out now. It will be coming to consoles, etc. later on. And I'll be double dipping because I can't get enough. Take care all. Bye-bye. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/Higher Plane Network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.